Here's something strange about money. A janitor who never earned more than minimum wage can die with $8 million in the bank. And a Harvard-educated executive who earned tens of millions can go completely broke. This actually happened. The difference between them had almost nothing to do with intelligence, income, or investing skill. It had everything to do with behavior. Because money isn't a math problem. It's a psychology problem. In his book, The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel argues that doing well with money has little to do with how smart you are, and everything to do with how you behave. Today, I'll break down 7 of his most powerful lessons, the ones that quietly separate the people who build wealth from the people who lose it. Lesson 1. No one is crazy. The way you think about money was shaped by experiences you had no control over. The decade you were born in, how your parents handled cash, whether you grew up in boom or recession. Someone who grew up during high inflation invests completely differently than someone who grew up when prices were flat. Neither is stupid. They're just running on different data. When you see someone make a money decision that looks insane to you, remember, it probably makes perfect sense to them, given a life you haven't lived. This matters because it kills the biggest wealth killer of all, copying strangers who are playing a completely different game than you are. Lesson 2. Respect, luck, and risk. Bill Gates went to one of the only high schools in the world that had a computer in 1968. The odds of that? Roughly 1 in a million. Gates is brilliant, but he'd be the first to tell you that luck put him in the exact right place at the right time. Here's the uncomfortable part. Luck and risk are twins. For every fortune built partly on luck, there's an equal and opposite failure built partly on risk. Someone just as smart who got unlucky. So be careful who you praise and who you judge. Nothing is ever as good or as bad as it looks. And when things go well, stay humble, because you know that not all of it was you. Lesson 3. Know when you have enough. Some of the richest people on earth have blown up their entire lives reaching for more they didn't even need. Housel tells the story of executives worth hundreds of millions who committed fraud to earn a little extra and lost everything, including their freedom. Think about that. They risked what they had and needed for what they didn't have and didn't need. There is no faster way to go backwards. The hardest financial skill isn't earning, it's knowing when to stop moving the goalpost. If your expectations rise faster than your income, you will never feel wealthy, no matter how much you make. Enough is not too little. Enough is realizing that the opposite, an insatiable appetite for more, will push you to a point of regret. Lesson 4. Time is the real engine. Warren Buffett is worth around $85 billion. But here's what almost no one talks about. Over 81 billion of it came after his 65th birthday. He started investing when he was 10. His secret isn't a genius trade, it's that he's been compounding for 80 years without interruption. Compounding is deceptive because it doesn't feel impressive in the moment. Small growth, repeated for a very long time, produces results that look impossible. The lesson? You don't need extraordinary returns. You need good returns, sustained for an extraordinarily long time. Most people try to earn the highest return. The quiet winners just try to earn a decent return they can hold on to for decades. Lesson 5. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy are 2 different skills. Getting money takes optimism, risk, and putting yourself out there. But keeping it takes the opposite, humility, and a little fear that what you made can be taken away just as fast. Every few years the market crashes, and the people who survive aren't the ones who earned the most. They're the ones who could endure, who had savings, who weren't forced to sell, who planned for things to not go according to plan. Survival is the key. Compounding only works if you give money years to grow, and that means never getting wiped out. Plan on your plan not going perfectly. Room for error, a margin of safety, is the only thing that guarantees you stay in the game long enough to win. Lesson 6. Wealth is what you don't see. When you see someone in a $100,000 car, you don't actually know they're rich. All you know is they have less money than they did before they bought it. We judge wealth by what's visible: the cars, the watches, the houses. But real wealth is the money not spent. It's the investments you can't see, the options, and freedom sitting quietly in an account. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less of it. The irony is brutal. We buy things to signal we're wealthy, and in doing so, we destroy the very wealth we're trying to prove. Real wealth is hidden. It's income you didn't spend. Lesson 7, and the most important. Money's greatest value is its ability to give you control over your time. Being able to wake up and say, I can do what I want today. That is the highest dividend money pays. More than a bigger house or a faster car, what people truly want is independence. The ability to work with people you like, on your own schedule, on things you care about. That's why saving matters, not because you have a specific purchase in mind, but because savings buy you freedom and options for a future you can't predict. You don't need a reason to save. Flexibility and control over your time are an invisible return that doesn't show up in any chart, but they'll make you richer than almost anything money can buy. So, money isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about behavior, knowing your own game, respecting luck, knowing when you have enough, letting time compound, surviving the bad years, staying humble, and using money to buy back your time. If you want to go deeper, Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money is one of the best books ever written on the subject. I've left a link in the description. And if this helped you see money a little differently, subscribe to Imam Caracas. Every video, we break down one powerful idea from the world's best books. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.